Trust and believe when I tell you this. So y'all better pay attention to dudes like Drake. I'm telling you, a lot of y'all caping for him, a lot of y'all feeling sorry for him. I do not feel sorry for that dude because I know exactly how he is. I know exactly how he is because I seen people like him when I worked in that field. I'm telling you. Welcome to the After Hours Show. Like, share, subscribe. Let's get right into it.
I've been thinking about this lyric for a long time. I've been thinking about what it is that Kendrick had said in Whacked Out Murals. In the song Whacked Out Murals, Kendrick has said a lot of things that I think a lot of us had missed the first time that we had listened. I mean, a lot of things were said in the first song. The first song, Whacked Out Murals, were really focused on Lil Wayne and Snoop Dogg. But there was one thing in the third verse that a lot of us had missed that he had talked about. And we talked about it a few times on this channel. But I've been trying to see what else I could find in regards to it. Now, this is the third verse from Whacked Out Murals. And if you can see, it says here, guys from my city couldn't entertain old boy, talking about Drake. And he says, promising bank transactions and even Bitcoin. I never pieced it up. That shit don't sit well with me. Before I take a truce, I'll take you to hell with me. Now, right here, he says promising bank transactions and even Bitcoin. And if you don't,
Yeah, I remember this lyric, and I actually was starting on. I'm actually doing something about the KTW that's coming up soon, so make sure y'all look out for that. Yes, this lyric right here definitely is saying that Drake put money on his head. 100% is saying that. And I think a lot of us need to pay attention to what he said because we think that he was just most of us just glossed over that. And I actually mentioned this in my other channel on one of my previous videos about Drake putting money on Kendrick's head. This is crazy. It's crazy.
no, Drake has been fond of Bitcoin. Drake always uses Bitcoin, whether it be gambling on stake or giving it away to people like Kodak Black, or Kodak Black has openly said that Drake has given him 300,000 Bitcoin in the past. And recently in 2022 or 2023, I'm sorry, he's given them 600,000 Bitcoin in the past. So 2022, he gave Kodak 300,000 in Bitcoin. And then later on the next year, he gives him 600,000 in Bitcoin. So this has been a pattern for Drake. Drake always uses Bitcoin. He even uses it to gamble when he's doing stake bets. You can see here 500,000 Bitcoin for a playoff game for the Mavs. This was last year, I believe, for the playoffs. Even going back to you.
Yeah, pay attention. Y'all have to pay attention to the moves that Drake be making. Because a lot of times people overlook and they just gloss over certain things that Drake be saying and Drake be doing. You know what I'm saying? But Drake is a master manipulator, like Kendrick said. He is a extreme master manipulator. And he's the one of them type of people that he'll smile in your face and ask you, can you tie your shoe? And you bend down to tie your shoe and he stab you right in your back with the sharpest knife he can pull out the drawer. Trust and believe when I tell you this. So y'all better pay attention to dudes like Drake. I'm telling you, a lot of y'all caping for him, a lot of y'all feeling sorry for him. I do not feel sorry for that dude because I know exactly how he is. I know exactly how he is because I seen people like him when I worked in that field. I'm telling you.
When he had said this, I think he said, why would I call around trying to get dirt on people? Y'all think my life is rap? That's whole shit. I got a son to raise, but I can see you know nothing about that. So this is the first time that Kendrick have brought up getting dirt, getting information, paying people to get information. And we can't forget about the time where there was a man by the name of Coolee Bravo. Coolee Bravo apparently was paid 150,000 by Drake to get dirt on Kendrick Lamar. This is when they apparently fed him a lie.
I remember that too. I remember when the dude was on, I believe, I don't know whose stream he was on, but he was on Spaces, I believe. And he was saying how Drake gave him 150K and he fed Drake some bad information, or he didn't give Drake no information. And I think that dude was down with TDE, and then then nobody ever heard from him after that. But he was saying how he had some information. He gave Drake fake information. He kept the money. But I went back to that story and I listened to it a couple of times. I think he was capping. I don't think Drake gave him anything. I think he just said that just to get a viral moment. But I think TDE shut him down because he hasn't said anything else after that.
About the Whitney situation. He said, and this is what the guy Coolee Bravo said. He said this BAN Drake sent guys to Atlanta. He tried to come down here and get some information on Kendrick. Bravo said, mind you, I can't get information on Kendrick because I'm only tied to his friend named L. And if you don't know who L is, I think L is somebody who's associated with Compton, Hit a J3, all that, right? They come to me. They tried to give one of my little homies 150K. Now, this was all something that Coolee had said. Coolee had said this, I believe, in a video or like a Discord call or something like that. So I say, what they asking for? They say they want to know something about Kendrick. I said, Kendrick ain't from Atlanta or effing Chicago. So what the F are they asking? They said, what do you want to know about Whitney? I said, Whitney who? My girl? Because my girl named Whitney. They said, nah, Kendrick's girl. So there's a very confusing thing that happened that took place. You know, the art of dialogue that we hear rapper Coolee Bravo confirmed.
Again, you gotta understand what you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Drake is that type of guy, man, and it's very difficult for people like Kendrick to move around because when you got somebody like Drake throwing money, people will crash out for a couple of dollars. I'm telling you, and then they'll pretend like it never happened. It's just crazy to me how this happens.
Drake paid him 150 for information on Kendrick's wife, Whitney, and admits he gave Drake false information. Also, Coolee Bravo says he laughed when he heard Family Matters. Now, I don't know why you would call people from Atlanta if Kendrick's not even from Atlanta. It just didn't really make sense. But nonetheless, this man said that Drake gave him 150K. I'm not too sure on the story if it's really true or not, but this was something that was reported right after the beef. You can see here, May 12, 2024. But nonetheless, there is word and rumors and speculation going around, even from Kendrick's verse in Whacked Out Murals, saying that people are willing to pay either bank transactions or even Bitcoin. But the important part here is that if that money got in the hands of a crash dummy, could jeopardize my family and burden the ones who love me. So this is the part where Kendrick says, thankfully, nobody, especially a crash dummy, didn't take the money that he was offering, which was funny because right after this song had came out, right after the album came out, we get somebody from Compton who starts talking, which is Snoopy Badass, like out of nowhere, right? But Compton Blood, Snoopy Badass claims they're rocking with Drake, not Kendrick Lamar. Now, this happened right after the album release. Snoopy Badass had dropped a video saying that Drake is good in Compton, disrespecting Kendrick Lamar, disrespecting the album. But I'm wondering if Snoopy Badass had heard this part and realized there is money on the table for Kendrick or for information about Kendrick, whether it's to get to know who he is or where he's at or the information about him. It just made me think, well, maybe a crash dummy just presented himself right here. And Snoopy Badass is signed to Snoop Dogg. So I think if Kendrick was saying something about Snoop Dogg and Snoopy Badass had responded the way that he did, I'm wondering if it gave him even more of a reason to crash out on Kendrick Lamar. I'm not entirely sure.
I don't know about that. I'll be honest with you. I don't know. I don't. I think at this point, and I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying that things don't happen. I'm just saying at this point, I don't think anybody's going to even risk it to try to crash out on Kendrick Lamar. That's just not going to happen. In my opinion, I don't think nobody's going to do all that. You know what I'm saying? I think at this point people are tired of they're tired of things happening. Let's just put it like that. And I I feel real sorry for Drake and people like Drake because Drake can't accept he can't accept the loss that has came his way. It's just I mean, to me, he's one of those type of people that's really spoiled and really just obnoxious and really just stupid. You know what I'm saying? And he will do anything. He'll do anything to make his stuff look good or look better. And it's crazy.
Sure. But regardless of the fact, Snoop Dogg apologized. There was no ill will towards Snoop Dogg, and there's no ill will between Snoop Dogg and Kendrick Lamar. But nonetheless, this is Snoop Dogg's artist. I'm wondering if this was a reason for him, motive enough for him to go ahead and attack Kendrick Lamar, say these things about Kendrick Lamar, and crash out on him. But either way, the rumors are true because of the fact that Kendrick, in the song, openly just says that somebody is trying to pay somebody in Bitcoin. Somebody is trying to pay money. And if it got into the wrong hands, it would really put Kendrick in a jeopardized situation. And this is something that Kendrick is openly admitting to. There's a pattern that Drake has when it comes to using Bitcoin, whether it be giving it to people, whether it be him putting it on the line, whether he's paying people for information. We also got to remember the time when it came with Pusha T, where he claimed that Drake was offering 100K to get dirt on Pusha T's name. This was something that had happened back in 2018. So a lot of history about Drake paying money to get dirt on people. But the way that Kendrick sums it up, it sounds like it was more than just to get dirt on his name. It sounds like it could have been something crazy. It could have been something very dangerous.
And I believe it. I believe that Drake wanted something to happen or was trying to get something to happen. Because you gotta understand, a lot of people are alleging that Drake has something to do with Triple X, and some people have some type of some evidence, not real evidence, but some people have some type of how would I say this theories that's going around saying that he definitely had something to do with it. And then you got the guys that did have something to do with it, saying that one of the guys saying that he was involved. So I seen the video and it's horrific, and it's very sad to see something like that happen to that young man. And I think Drake at this point, he just doesn't care. He doesn't care, and he pretends like he does. But again, gotta pay attention to his movements, man.
Could have been something that jeopardized him and his family. So, not too sure on the extent of how much was being paid and what was the cause of the payment. What did you have to do to get this payment? Was it just dirt or were you trying to get somebody touched? Because the way that Kendrick says it sounds like you want somebody to get hurt. Now, Euphoria, when we first heard Euphoria, it just felt like you were trying to get dirt, just like Pusha T, just trying to get dirt on somebody, a dirt digging bounty, somewhere along those lines. But I wonder what changed the demeanor in that. I wonder what changed it from just trying to get dirt on my name to putting my life in jeopardy. That's a very big change. From the beginning of this beef, talking about it in Euphoria back in April and May, all the way now to November, I wonder what information that Kendrick found out within that span of time that made him realize that this is not just about dirt. This is about something probably more worse or potentially could be worse than just getting information about me. Maybe the bounty has increased because no longer is it about dirt, but it's about getting get back. However, the way the get back is, whether you confront Kendrick or not, I'm not too sure, but the tone definitely changed into a far more darker tone. That
And I agree with that. I definitely think on Drake and it did, and Kendrick is basically saying like Kendrick basically put it out there. You know what I'm saying? Niggas in my city couldn't entertain old boy. Promising transactions in bitcoins. I never piece it up. That shit don't sit well with me. If I take a truce, he said, I will never take a truce. I'm taking them to hell with me or something like that. That money got in the hands of a crash dummy and a burden in my family and one that love me. Basically saying like, yeah, you try to do something, and that's why I would never piece it up with you. I know what you try to do. I know what you try to do, and that's why I would never piece it up with you. It's crazy.
for sure. And the history that Drake has when it comes to paying people seems like he doesn't have a problem doing so. And the thing about cryptocurrency, the thing about Bitcoin, and a lot of things like this, it's very hard to trace. It's not as easy to trace Bitcoin and transactions like this than it is with money. You know, money has an easier paper trail to follow, as to where Bitcoin and all these other things seem a little bit more convenient for people who are trying to hide something. But my question to you is, what changed? What changed in the months when Euphoria dropped to GNX Whacked Out Murals dropped? What had changed? What changed the tone to Getting Dirt on Me to Jeopardizing Me and my family? Still involving transactions, still involving Bitcoin. My only guess is word must have got around that the money increased and they were asking for more than just rumors and truth. Or it feels like the bounty increased, whatever this bounty is, whether it was 150 last time, and then you get burnt out of 150. My guess is they increased the number from 150 to something else, but this time they're asking for more than just information. Maybe now they're asking for somebody to get close to Kendrick, hurt Kendrick, whatever the case may be. Regardless of the fact, Kendrick knows about it. Kendrick is aware of it, and that's why he mentioned it in Whacked Out Murals. I
Yeah, so yeah, that's crazy. I'm just gonna tell y'all, man. Just keep Kendrick in good thoughts and good spirits, man. Cause I'm telling y'all now, you never know what somebody like Drake would do or could do or would try to do, and I hate to even put something like that in the air. And I ain't trying to put, and I'm not putting it in the air. I'm just saying, people like Drake is just dangerous, dirty, dangerous, all that good stuff. So look, man, this is the After Hours show. Thank y'all for joining me. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. You already know, King of the North, all that good stuff. And if you want to donate, link is in the description. This is a new channel, so make sure you subscribe. And see y'all on Torture Talk, man. All right, see y'all. Peace. Bye.